A federal appeals court sided with the state of Florida in its challenge against the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, over federal regulations for cruise ships that the state earlier said were too onerous and were costing it millions of dollars in foregone tax revenue. There is a two-page ruling from the 11th United States Circuit of Court of Appeals, which marks an unusual reversal from the appeals panel ruling in the matter, which was delivered on Saturday. So here's the thing, there was no explanation given for the reason of the change, though the latest ruling came just hours after Florida brought the case to the Supreme Court, seeking to reverse the 11th Circuit's previous move. That action will likely be withdrawn now. As most of us would be aware, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention cruise rules have hampered the cruise industry from fully returning back to business amid the nation's vaccine-driven recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Earlier in the public health crisis, cruise lines were subject to a number of high-profile outbreaks. The cruise industry was amongst the hardest hit by the coronavirus. A federal district court in Florida sided with the state last month in response to a lawsuit which was filed by Ashley Moody, the Republican Attorney General. Over the weekend, the 11th United States Circuit Court of Appeals temporarily halted the decision, which allowed the CDC rules to remain in place. The 11th Circuit decision on Saturday was made by a vote of 2:1. However, yesterday's decision was unanimous. Also, following the release of the 11th Circuit decision last Monday, we also saw a fall in the share prices for Carnival Cruises, Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Line, which was basically further than the broader market. So yesterday afternoon, Moody brought the case to the Supreme Court in an emergency filing, asking the top court to reverse the appeals court decision. This was what was mentioned in Moody's filing. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's order is manifestly beyond its authority, as the district court currently concluded in preliminarily enjoining it. Moody said that the CDC's rules amount to an ever-changing array of requirements that are posted on the agency's website. She also mentioned that the CDC's rules require cruise lines to establish COVID-19 testing labs, run self-funded experiments called test voyages, and comply with social distancing requirements throughout ships, including outdoor areas like swimming pools and while waiting in line for the bathroom. Moody mentioned that only 5 ships out of the 65 subject to the CDC's cruise rules have been approved to sail at the time the 11th Circuit issued its ruling. She wrote in the filing that the restrictions on cruises have cost the state of Florida tens of millions of dollars in tax and port revenues. Without further action, the restrictions were set to remain in place until November 2021. Now, the 11th Circuit decision comes as the nation is seeing a rise in COVID-19 cases, largely amongst those individuals who have not been vaccinated, attributed to the highly transmissible Delta variant. Moody recently tested positive for COVID-19 despite receiving a vaccine. On her yesterday's post on Twitter, she mentioned that she is still experiencing mild symptoms and has encouraged people to get vaccinated. And with that, we conclude our latest cruise news update for the 24th of July. Please do share your comments down below, and yes, if you enjoyed watching this video, subscribe to my channel and a thumbs up for my video will really be appreciated. Until next time, you take care and stay safe.